it picks up all that bacteria in the mouth, and it's foamy. It has a pretty bad odor to it, and it's no longer white.
Wow.
So that's one of the best ways to take care of the. That's one of the best ways to take care of any type of infections in the mouth, because things like a root canal is not something that you want to do. So anyway, so the oil pulling is extremely beneficial. Do you like a napkin or a... Okay.
Do you want to... Excuse me. Now I got something in my throat. Something in your eye, something in my throat.
Yeah. Okay. Natural deodorants. You can make natural deodorants as well with a little bit of coconut oil, and use baking soda with that, and then essential oils that are like a tea tree oil, because a lot of the things that cause odor is bacteria. So one thing to take care of that bacteria is frankincense, myrrh, also tea tree oil, and you can add that by making your own homemade deodorant. Lemon balm is also something that is really good to use in with that. Natural face wash, coconut oil. You can use that to moisturize as well as cleanse the oil, cleanse the skin. You can use coconut oil as an ointment, and use it like you would like Neosporin or any other kind of topical bacterial antibacterial. That's what I want to say. So Melaleuca, which is tea tree oil, lemongrass, lavender, body lotions as well. That is something that it works very well. Bath soak, quarter cup of melted coconut oil with a quarter cup of Epsom salts, and that is a really good bath, very relaxing. Sunscreen, add your coconut oil, add to that some zinc oxide. And zinc oxide is your, I think it's like a tablespoon of zinc oxide has about a 15 SPF factor with it. So
now, where can they get zinc oxide?
You can pick that just up at the drugstore.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really easy to find.
Do you sell that on your website?
No, I don't. No,
okay.
I don't. And you can get that. You can pick that up anywhere. But the massage oil, coconut oil, works wonderful as a massage oil because it is so healing and nourishing to the skin. It's pure. It's clean. It's an emollient, so it helps to hold hydration in the skin, and then you can just, the sky's the limit with the different types of essential oils that are out there on herbalmedicinedoctor.com. The herbal medicine, it's herbalmedicinedr.com is linked to a site that where you can purchase essential oils. And the massage oil with the fractionated coconut oil or regular coconut oil, people who have MS, people who have a problem with staying focused and balanced, there is a combination called Balance, and by just rubbing that onto the feet is a way that can be pulled up into the system. We noticed that if a pure essential oil is put on our feet, the pores are very large on the feet. They're the smallest cells and in the body is our capillaries and arteries. And then the medium cells are our organs and internal tissue, the skin. But the feet, the bottom of the feet, have the largest cells. And so we can literally taste an essential oil that's pulled up from the bottom of the feet. You can taste that in your mouth.
Wow.
Within a matter of minutes. A newborn, applying it on the bottom of their feet, within 8 seconds, you can smell that.
Wow.
On their breath.
Wow.
That's how quickly it's pulled up through the body. So using essential oils and using the coconut oil as a carrier, so that it's like I've talked about before. It can take 3.5 to 7.5 tons of raw material to steam distill to get 1 pound of an essential oil. So the thing is that the you can. You can. Okay. All right. So back to using that as a carrier oil. These oils are expensive. It takes a lot of them to get a very small quantity of the oil. So they're so potent. They're 50 to 70 times stronger than an herb. So with that type of a strength, you don't want to waste them.
Right.
You don't want to waste.
They're not that cheap.
They're
either.
not. You don't want to waste them. And the way to be able to really utilize that is by adding that into a good quality carrier oil, which would be coconut oil, or hey, a lot of times I'm putting it into olive oil, virgin organic olive oil,
all around use.
And when the kids are sick, there's garlic going in it too, and yeah, their breath smells like garlic real soon. And it's funny because they will say, I can taste this, and my mouth tastes terrible, and it's all the garlic. So some of the other things I had mentioned earlier about Alzheimer's and dementia, you can take one teaspoon daily to support brain health and to prevent Alzheimer's. And I'm going to get into a little bit, here into a diet that helps with the burning of fat, excess fat in the body, and high protein diet. It's really just kind of the caveman diet, and it works really well for all blood types. And I years ago, with 37 years ago, when I got into natural healing, everything condemned meat. And everything written was that everybody had to be a vegetarian. And one thing that I noticed was that with people who were chronically ill with degenerative diseases, especially people with cancer, and you're reading all of this, and all of the information is like, carrot juice. I mean, carrot juice to the point where they turn orange.
Really?
Because of the carotene, the beta carotene. In that literally their skin was turning orange, and everything was vegetables, and which, that can be really great, but things that I learned over the years, and I started questioning, actually, very early on, in the very, late 70s and 81 was like, now wait a minute. Some people do really, really well with the, carrot juice and lots of vegetables. They do really well. Then there were the people that were like, all they talked about was, I need a steak. If I could just have even just a hamburger patty. And it always amazed me that there were some people that's all that they could think about. And I think that if it's stressing you out to the point where you're really longing for something like that and you really, really want it, hey, have a steak. Have a hamburger, without all the bread and everything on that. And go ahead and go for it. Well, along about the early 90s, Dr. Giordano comes out with this book called The Blood Type Diet. And it made so much sense to me. It was like, this is true. I mean, as I would think about in the past, people struggle with diet. And because, you can put them on an herb program to help them get well, but you also have to implement our food is our medicine also.
Right. Well,
your food is your medicine. And you have to be eating, organic food back when it was really difficult to find organic food. And when you did find organic food, you paid a king's ransom for it. It's not that way anymore. Now, I can't encourage you enough to pay the extra quarter, pay the extra 75 cents, pay the extra $1.50 for organic. Pay the extra $1.50 for that grass-fed beef. If you happen to be a household of O blood types, I'm here to tell you, you need some animal protein in your diet. If you're an O blood type.
That's me.
If you're an A blood type, that's fine. You eat all the vegetables and fruits that you want.
Because lately, you know what, I don't know why, chicken. There's something about, I've just been craving. I don't know why.
Craving chicken?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Well, I hope you're buying Redbird. I hope you're buying naturally raised chickens. Because if you get into some of those documentaries on how are the animals for the commercial level of sales,
right?
How they're raised,
I'm pretty.
It's so inhumane.
Yes, it is really inhumane. Just go on to YouTube, guys. Let me tell you. Go see a commercial like how Tyson does it, man. Let me tell you, you probably won't eat Tyson anymore because I don't. I know I don't. There's just certain things, You're
going to pay more for the things that are humanely raised.
Well, look, you've said this plenty on plenty of shows where, pay for it now so you don't have to pay for it later. And later you're going to pay a hell of a lot more than what you just are going to have to pay that extra quarter or that extra whatever that may be.
One thing that is just so great now is that there is such, a higher awareness of it. And one thing that we're very spoiled in the metro area of Denver. I mean, we've always had a progressive community, for decades.
Right. There's farmer markets all around the place, man. I love it.
And I do have to say is that, back in the 80s when I was traveling, and you'd always hear so much about California. I'm sorry. I would walk into health food stores and go, this is it? This is all you have?
Right.
I mean, I would just think about what we had in the Denver metro area and in Boulder. Just the wonderful grocery stores where you could go in and just have this amazing bounty of organic foods, naturally raised beef, naturally raised chickens, farm fresh eggs. And it wasn't just a marketing ploy of farm fresh, because they all kind of come from a farm, whether you've got whether you've got some building that has 6,000 of them in there that have their beaks all cut off because arsenic is one of the things that's in the grains, so that they're not pecking each other to death. Their conditions are pretty horrific.
Yes.
And but so that there's no play on words with the old marketing companies, to really to deceive you on what you're purchasing. But we have back then though, the prices for that organic food was staggering. I mean, you're